Hi guys, so we're going to move on to our penultimate topic today. Really want to try and finish off all the course content as soon as possible so then we can start doing some revision, start fine-tuning our exam technique and get you ready for your exams. Okay, so positive news, hopefully you're going to be back in school really soon so then we can really crack on and get you ready for these exams in May. Okay, so today's topic is all about entrepreneurship. So what I'd like to do first off is discuss in pairs. Obviously you're not going to be able to do that, so just pause the video and have a think by yourself, have a read through this and what do you think is going on here. Okay, so I'm not going to read it out. Have a think, pause the video. What do you think this quote is all about? Okay, so today, as I said, it's entrepreneurship. So you need to be able to identify the characteristics of entrepreneurs, be able to explain the motivations someone may have to become an entrepreneur, and then explain the different roles and responsibilities entrepreneurs may have. So it's all about entrepreneurs, what they do, their personal traits, and the kind of roles and responsibilities that they have as being an entrepreneur. And it's this part of the spec here, so you can have a look, have a read through that at your leisure. Okay, so this first quote then, so entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so that you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. Okay, so obviously they're saying here that most people are not willing to make the sacrifices and put the effort in order to get the rewards of being an entrepreneur. Okay, so the work-life balance, the huge amounts of wealth that can come with being an entrepreneur. Okay, and most people aren't willing to take that risk and are not willing to put that early effort in order to reap the rewards further down the line. Okay, so what is an entrepreneur? Okay, so an entrepreneur is someone who takes the financial risk to start and run their own business or a new business. So all of these people on the screen there are obviously entrepreneurs. So we've got Oprah Winfrey, Peter Vesterback, I always forget that. He's the guy who I think he opened the studio or developed Angry Birds, who obviously made a lot of money from that. Jay-Z and the guy that started Beats with Dr. Dre. I can't remember his name now. If you go on Netflix, there used to be a documentary on there called The Defiant Ones, and it talks about the story of how he came to be. He was a big music producer, and then he started Beats with Dr. Dre, and then obviously sold it to Apple for $5 billion or something ridiculous like that. Okay, so obviously he is an entrepreneur. Really good example, someone that's driven, someone that's worked all their life, somebody that's obviously then got massive financial rewards for that effort that they put in. Okay, so it's someone who takes a financial risk to start and run a new business. Okay, so I'm going to watch a short video now, and all I want you to do is, it's only about a minute long. I'm going to show you on the video. Hopefully the sound will come through. What is Steve Jobs' point in this video? Okay, hopefully that video played. If it didn't, then I'll put a link to it and you can just skip through my, obviously, minute of silence if you didn't get the sound and watch it yourself. But hopefully you got the sound on there as well. So what's his point in that video? Obviously, most people don't have that drive, they don't have that passion, they don't have that perseverance in order to push through all the difficulties and the stresses that being an entrepreneur, that come with being an entrepreneur. Okay, I think Elon Musk is famous for working like 120-hour weeks. Okay, maybe even more. He spent 6 months sleeping in the Tesla factory offices because he didn't want to waste time traveling to and from work. Okay, so that's obviously an extreme example. He's an absolute workaholic, but I think you've got to have that in order to be a successful entrepreneur. You've got to have that passion, and you've got to have that perseverance, like Steve Jobs mentions there, or you will quit. You will not go through those hard times. So that leads us into the next little bit here, is have a look at these 4 images, because what we're trying to get to is what characteristics do entrepreneurs need to possess in order to be successful. So have a look at these 4 pictures here. A lot of good words that we're going to use in a minute. But yeah, have a look. What's the message of each of these 4 images? And then we'll see if we can come up with some characteristics that entrepreneurs will need in order to be successful. So pause the video, have a look at these images. What's the message of each one? Okay, so what I want you to do then is have a think based on the video, based on those images and your own understanding. What do you think could be 5 personal characteristics entrepreneurs must possess? Just count them on your fingers. Obviously, we'll do this in class, it would be a bit more interactive, but just count on your fingers now. What do you think are 5 key characteristics? Not skills, characteristics entrepreneurs must possess. Okay? So let's see if we can expand that out and make a list. So add a list or add a table into your notes. Get the definition in there that you haven't done so already. You might need to rewind this video. And then characteristics. Remember, we're talking about characteristics or traits, not skills. So obviously bookkeeping or accountancy skills are important and communication skills are important, but they're skills, aren't they? They're something that can be improved and worked upon. Characteristics are natural things that you are born with. You can improve them, but they're more natural traits. So what are some of these natural traits? So let's have a look then. So I've got things like this. This is not a perfect list, but I've got things like creativity. They need to have vision and creativity. Passion, so they need to be passionate and involved in what they do. Resilience, because things will go wrong. You will run out of cash. You will get knocked back. Suppliers will let you down. Retailers will let you down. Things will fail, so you need to be able to get back up and be resilient. Obviously, you need to be a risk taker because you might be giving up further education to do it. You might be giving up a well-paid job. You might be giving up your life savings. You might be risking your own home and your family's where they live. Okay, so that could also be, that's obviously going to be a major characteristic, to be a risk taker. A problem solver, so obviously you're solving problems in the products and daily problems every single day. Suppliers, delays, lead times, costs, liquidity, all these things that you're going to have to deal with as an entrepreneur. Intuition. I think you're going to have an intuition into what the next big thing is or what's going to be popular, from location to product to marketing to everything, promotion, pricing. You're going to need some intuition. Obviously, that's going to be backed up with good research, but you're still going to need that intuition. And then obviously the determination, kind of similar to passion, but yeah, you're going to need that determination. There are probably some others, and you might have got some others, but I think that's a good 6 or 7 that would set you up for most exam answers. So what do entrepreneurs actually do? So what kind of roles do entrepreneurs undertake? What do you think that they actually do day to day? And what are some of the responsibilities that an entrepreneur may have? See if you can have a think. Okay, so these are taken straight from the spec. So you might have got slightly different ones, but these are taken straight from Edexcel. So obviously these are the ones that they want you to know, okay? So obviously they're going to create and set up a business. They're going to come up with that initial idea and they're going to set up a business. Then they need to run and develop that business. So initially, at least, they're going to be the main person probably managing and making the daily decisions and running that business on a day-to-day basis. They're going to need to have innovation within your business, something called entrepreneurship. We're going to come back to entrepreneurship in a minute and expand on that word a little bit on another slide. Barriers to entrepreneurship. I don't know what that means by that. Obviously, they're going to have to anticipate risk and uncertainty in the business and the business environment. So risks, remember, things that you can foresee and plan for. Uncertainty are things that you could never see coming, okay? Like we haven't been at school for 2 weeks. That's massive uncertainty. Whereas a risk would be when you come back next week, how can we mitigate the risks because we know what's going to happen, okay? So what I want you to do is take each of these points you've just made and expand on them, okay? So you can see in a slightly darker blue, I've expanded on the first one, the initial idea and identifying a gap in the market, which is just another way of saying creating and setting up a business, and expand on it. I'm not going to read this all out. Pause the video and you can read this out. And then for each of the others, expand on what that point means, okay? So we said we're going to come back to entrepreneurship, so we will. So entrepreneurship means that once the business is already running, it's still having that entrepreneurial spirit and that looking for the next big thing within an already established business. So it could be taken by the entrepreneur itself that set up the business, or even an employee could show entrepreneurship. Okay, so it's looking for opportunities to expand, looking for ways to motivate staff, looking for ways to innovate and be creative, not just when the business first starts, but throughout the business, basically. Okay, so Apple, I think, are a reasonable example of entrepreneurship, where they have constantly expanded. The iPod revolutionized the music industry, and then the iPhone really took smartphones to a new level. The Apple Watch really took smartwatches to a new level. And then you've got Apple TV is constantly looking for new and innovative ways of creating revenue and growing the business. Okay, AirPods, for example, one of the first truly wireless, in a case, quick and easy to use, fast connecting Bluetooth headphones. Okay, so that would be an example of entrepreneurship. So not only do you need to be innovative when you start your business, you need to have that throughout the course of the business's life. So final bit on entrepreneurs then. Why would somebody want to be an entrepreneur? Again, just count on your fingers. Obviously, we would do this as a class, but we can't do that. But why would you be an entrepreneur? What would be the incentive? Okay, so let's have a look at some common reasons. Because you want to be your own boss, the independence that comes with that. So you want to make your own decisions. You want to develop your own products. You don't want to work for somebody else. You want to be your own boss. You want to be in charge of your own destiny, really. You get to keep all the profits. You're not paid a salary. You get to keep the profits. You make lots of profits. You get lots of income. You make no profits. You make no income because you're not on a salary. You're probably going to be a shareholder in that business. You might even be 100% shareholder in that business. So therefore, you get to keep all the profits or choose what to do with those profits if you want to retain them. Flexibility in your work hours. So obviously down the line, you can employ people to run your business, and then you can get flexibility within your working hours. Prestige and reputation. To be a business owner is a prestigious and highly reputable thing. So maybe you want to be an entrepreneur because you want that prestige and reputation. Maybe because you want to be a lifestyle business. So by a lifestyle business, it would be something that maybe you do as a pastime, something that you're passionate about, and then that becomes your job. So for example, say you are a really good surfer and you want to be, you don't make it as a professional surfer, but you then go into surf camps or surf coaching. That would be maybe classified as a lifestyle business, okay, where you go in not just for the money, but because that's what you want to do. It's something that you're passionate about. So there's a lot of lifestyle businesses out there where people make money based primarily on their hobby or what they're interested in. Okay, you could argue that maybe YouTuber was a bit of a lifestyle business where people were playing games, for example, and then they screencasted themselves playing games, and then that became a lifestyle business for them from the income that YouTube pays its YouTubers. Maybe an ethical stance. Maybe you want to be an entrepreneur because you think you can make a difference. You've got an idea that you think can save the world, or at least make the world better. And so you become maybe a social enterprise, which is a business that's for profit, but also values the effect that they have on the environment and on society, so people. So that takes us to the end of entrepreneurship. So we said we wanted to know if we just go back to the spec here. So you need to know the roles of entrepreneurs. So there are 5 roles, and we've discussed those, and the entrepreneurial motives and characteristics. So characteristics and skills required to be an entrepreneur, and then the reasons why people set up, which is what we did last. Okay, so profit maximization and profit satisficing. Profit satisficing would be more of your lifestyle business where you're happy to make a satisfactory amount of profit. Because you're doing something that you love, and then non-financial motives such as ethics, social entrepreneurship, and the independence and home working perhaps. Okay, so easy little topic. I don't know why it's part of HR really. It kind of sets aside, but it's the penultimate topic we need to know about. Okay, so any questions? So make notes on all of this. Make sure you've done all the little tasks throughout the video. Any questions you can ask me. And hopefully that's pretty straightforward. Okay?